Massive AT&T data breach. The company says information from some 73 million current and former customers recently turned up on the dark web. Information like social security numbers, passcodes, and emails. Joining us now is Dr. Chris Pierson, CEO of BlackCloak, a cybersecurity company that specializes in protecting personal information for the rich and famous in this digital world that we live in. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to be here.
Chris, we know AT&T is investigating if that data originated from the company or from one of its vendors, but how does something like this happen? I mean, you have millions of customers who don't find out that their data was compromised until the information was actually leaked online.
Yeah, so the bottom line is, regardless of where the actual information came from, whether it was a direct breach of AT&T systems or of one of their vendors and third parties, at some point in time, it is AT&T customer data. They're responsible, they're accountable for a few different things. Number one, for publicly announcing it. Two, for going ahead and notifying those customers that may or might be impacted and advising them on steps that they need to take to go ahead and mitigate their risks. And three, of course, in terms of trying to figure out and triage what actually happened, what broke, what were the problems that happened, that occurred, that allowed this data to be out there in the wild. And so really kind of taking a reactive response to that issue.
73 million customers is just massive. Given past breaches, what percentage of them might actually have their personal information used by these bad actors for nefarious purposes?
Well, what's interesting is that all of the different phone companies and phone carriers, they still to this day are doing credit checks on people. So they're getting their social security numbers and full date of birth. We can confirm, because BlackCloak has reached out to thousands of its own clients, that social security numbers are a part of this file, that they are there, that they are in a format that has been used by cyber criminals. And so really the biggest issue here is going to be identity theft for those information. Those persons have name, address, date of birth, social security number. You can apply for credit, get credit in a name, open a bank account. You can cause direct identity theft to those potential customers or former customers of AT&T. So this is really kind of the treasure mine for them.
And we as consumers, of course, now need to be heightened and be reading all of our statements. We've seen so many data breaches. As someone who helps protect celebrities from cyber attacks, what's one of the best tips that you can share on how you can protect your digital footprint, your identity?
Yeah, so in terms of identity protection, really it starts with the fact of not needing access to your credit. So freezing your credit. If you freeze your credit with the three major credit reporting agencies, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, then no one can apply for credit in your name. If you think that you might have been impacted by this breach, if you had an AT&T account, put a fraud alert on your account, which means there's enhanced due diligence in that credit check process. So any new bank, any new credit card, anyone that is looking to extend credit to you has to do enhanced due diligence on you to make sure that it is you. And quite simply, cyber criminals may move on to another easier victim than yourself when they're thinking about identity theft. But this is going to cause implications for all 73 million of those individuals and really impact them.
That is really great, tangible advice. So what are the biggest mistakes that you see people make when it comes to risking their information?
So a few different things. Number one, in terms of on the personal side, if you don't think you need to provide it, don't. In many cases, you're landlocked. Phone carriers ask for social security numbers, so you provide it for them so you can get your account issued. Make sure you're not carrying those pieces of identification with you. And then finally, especially in terms of this, make sure that your AT&T account is hardened. So log back in with your username, password. Go ahead and change that password. Make sure that you have phone selections and have chosen selections on that AT&T account that prevent SIM swapping, SIM changes, or port forwarding. If you have any questions whatsoever on those latter items, go to your nearest AT&T store or call AT&T so you can make sure that your cell phone account, your carrier account is hardened and not going to be used further in terms of cybercrime.
Dr. Chris Pierson, really appreciate your time and your insight. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.